Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about social media marketing. So I'm going to give you a social media marketing strategy that you can use for your business. So for this to work properly, we need to know what's popular. So in order to do that, in order to find out what's popular, what people want to talk about, what they want to share, what they will become engaged with, because that's the whole point of this stuff, right? It's to increase engagement. It's to build an audience that is engaged with your content. And we do that by being real, by engaging them and their imagination and their emotions. So we don't come straight out and say, buy my stuff over and over again. That doesn't work. But what does work is triggering their feelings, focusing on how your content will make them feel about things. So that's what I want you to focus on today. So the first thing that we need to do is find out what actually works. So to do this, go through your competitors' main Facebook pages, have a look at what they're posting on Twitter, their Instagram, the type of images they're sharing, have a look at what they're doing on Pinterest if they're using that, and get an idea of the type of content that they are talking about and sharing. Then we're going to go to buzzsumo.com. So if we go to buzzsumo.com, you're going to see a website that looks like this. And I want you to type in some words that are relevant to your niche. So maybe you're in the weight loss niche. So maybe we want to go weight loss. So weight loss. And then we're going to be able to see what type of content has the highest level of engagement, so we know what's popular on social media. So this one, it's a article that hits back at body shamers after weight loss, and that has got 800,000 shares, which is pretty I think that was the cat coming in. So we've got 800,000 shares on this piece of content, 196 shares on Twitter, nothing on Pinterest, and Reddit engagement is 14, number of links 2. So this could be a good piece of content to share on social media, or create a piece of content that has got these core elements. Then we would go through the other pieces of content that BuzzSumo is showing. So fast weight loss, lose 10 pounds in 10 days, diet plus workout plus lifestyle. So that has got 600,000 shares on Pinterest. This one underneath, 10 weight loss tips to make things easier and faster, 200,000 shares on Facebook. It's amazing. So get an idea of what's working in your niche, what type of content people like talking about, what they want to share, and then get a list of those, put them all together, use BuzzSumo to do that. And then with that in your mind, we're going to go have a look at around 23, 24 different types of posts you can use to build engagement on social media. So let me show you that. So here is a pretty detailed list. So we've got 23 ways to build and engage your audience on social media. So this is a really good strategy that you can take and use and just start using straight away. I'm going to give you the right schedule to use in a second, but basically we want to take a couple of these every day. So let's go through them one by one. So we've got ask questions. This is probably the easiest way to engage your audience. Just ask them questions. Ask them what they think about things relevant to your niche. Or you can ask them what their biggest problems are, what the biggest hurdles they have with your niche or the topic that they're trying to learn. Ask them what their biggest desires are. What are they trying to achieve? What's their end goal? And when you do that, you can actually use this information going forward so you know what type of content to tailor to that audience too. So just ask questions. Another way is to share data, share stats. This is a good credibility builder because it shows that you know what you're talking about. Even if you haven't uncovered that data yourself, doesn't matter. The fact that you're sharing data and stats and vital info about your niche allow some of that credibility to rub off on you because you are recommending that they check out this information. So just by sharing that data, it can help position yourself as an authority figure in front of your audience. Then, of course, we can share news about your niche. So a good little way to do this is if there is breaking news on a global scale, something big happens in the world, if we can look at that through the prism of your niche, how this affects your niche, how it ties in to what it is, whatever it is you're offering at the end of the day. This is a good way to engage your target audience and get them discussing this. And that's what we want. We want to create this conversation with people. Another way to do that is to use case study reports. So if someone has achieved the results that your audience wants, let's look at them. Let's look at what they do and use them as an example. We can drill down and see how they've done it, what life was like before they achieve results, what life is like after they achieve results. We can do before and after case studies, really effective. We can share photos, such a simple idea, right? We can share photos of the product that you're recommending or promoting or selling. Maybe we can have a look at what's going on in your world. Maybe people can see the results that you've achieved from using the product. So it's not necessarily a case study. We're just showing the desirable end result. We can show photos of you in locations. If you're doing something, be personable. This is a really effective way to engage people because people like people. So share photos of your life. Show the real you. Also, share your small wins. So every day or every week, you're going to have a series of little wins, little victories that you can share. Just let people know. Invite people into that aspect of your life so they can see that, hey, you've achieved this small little step, a little goal. Maybe I can too. It's inspiring stuff. So share your small wins. Make predictions. Really powerful way to become a thought leader. Because if you tell people what to think or you make predictions about what will happen, they'll latch onto that. Most people are just wandering around looking for someone to follow or looking for someone to tell them what to do. So it may as well be you, right? You may as well step in front of them and say, this is what I think will happen about X, Y, or Z. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. No one's going to remember. So it's like these cold readers. People go see cold readers and they go through like a whole series of scenarios or ideas, and they kind of shotgun all these different things at their customers, and only the ones that hit are remembered. So you can make predictions too. You can say pretty much anything you want about your niche, and people are only going to remember the times you were right. And that boosts your credibility right there and your authority. And it helps position you more as an expert too. Also, rants. This is something I love doing on Profit Copilot. You might see some of my rant videos where I talk about how against get-rich-quick scams and pyramid schemes and all that stuff. How much I detest all that mentality, that business model, really against it. So I will occasionally rant against it. These tend to be fairly popular. They really engage my audience. They start a conversation, can even start a debate, which is fantastic. Because if you polarize your audience, you're asking them to take a side. And when people take a side, they believe in it. They believe in you. So rants are very powerful for that. Only if you actually believe what you're ranting about. You can't fake this stuff. Another one is playing a fact or fiction game. So you can ask a question, say, which one of these is fact, which one is fiction? This is a really good way to get people talking and discussing your ideas. So another way is to use teaser posts. In my Facebook group, you see me do this quite a lot. If I have a special video coming out on the Profit Copilot channel that I think my audience is going to be really excited about, then I will announce it either a few hours or a couple of days beforehand. I'll tell them the benefits of the video, of that lesson, and why they need to be keeping an eye out for it. And this will make sure that they're feeling anticipation. There's a curiosity about it, build up, and generally when I release those videos, they tend to do quite well because people are expecting them. They can't wait for that lesson. Think about your favorite TV show. Think about the trailer that they have after the end of the episode. So a TV show will end on a cliffhanger typically, and then immediately after it ends, they'll show you a little preview, a little trailer for next week. So if you can think about how you can bring that into your social media mix and make little teaser content. Maybe you're working on a blog post. Maybe you're writing a blog post about something and you might want to tell your audience, I'm working on this, really excited about it. I think you're going to love it. And then that builds up the anticipation. Another one is to run polls and quizzes. Again, asking questions. And this stuff can be used when you create. It can be used to help you create content that is, again, tailor-made to your audience. Another effective way is to share their stories. So invite people to talk about their experiences. Ask them to share their journey. People love talking about themselves. So when you invite them to do that, you give them a platform. You make them feel significant. Again, it's all about the emotions, isn't it? You can run contests. Ask people to share the best picture using whatever it might be, whatever you're promoting or selling. Ask people to share their results. So have a visual representation of that and ask people to compete. People love challenges. They love being able to compete amongst each other. So if you do that, if you show that you're on board with running contests, that they can maybe win something, you could easily whip up some short ebook or a little training video or something free for the winner. If you're not selling your own products, that could be an approach to go. If you are selling your own products or you intend to sell your own products at some point, what you could do is offer that product as the prize. So maybe you're selling a digital book or a training course or a service. Offer your community, your audience, the chance to win that. And that will increase the desire for whatever it is you're offering as well, because people want that. And once they realize and acknowledge to themselves that they want that, that's why they're taking part in the competition, then even if they don't win it, they still want that item. So you can boost your conversion rate using that tactic too. Another popular type of post is how I screwed up. This creates makes you more human. It allows you to become more accessible. So we don't want to be perfect all the time. We don't want to present this ideal image of you as a person. No one can relate to that guy. So you want to be honest, be open, admit your mistakes. Tell them about the times you screwed up. And chances are they've probably had exactly the same experience too. So this is a good way to create rapport with your audience, get that bond going. Another way is to play the what if game. So you're asking them to imagine scenarios. Say, what if you could X? Or what if you could Y? And you ask them to imagine, play out that game, play out that scenario and go into detail. Get them to tell you what if they could do X, Y, or Z. Another very common one we see is inspiring quotes. I've had massive success with this. I sometimes post inspiring quote images on my Facebook group, and sometimes in also on one of my YouTube channels. I tend to do that every now and then, and I've noticed that these do have quite good impact, quite good levels of engagement when I do that. You can also recommend tools and resources. So you're going to see me recommend a couple of tools in a second, but maybe you know of a little underused or little known tool that you use to help you achieve results. You could share that on social media. People will love that because it helps them identify you as a leader, as an expert, as an authority figure. Another way to increase engagement is to play the caption this game. So you post a picture of something and you say caption this, and then you let the audience play the game of what they would caption that with. And this can really boost your engagement because people want to feel significant, right? So when they put in their answer, their caption, they want their friends and family to see that. They're proud of that. They've just thought of this clever thing and they want to show it off. They want to feel significant. And running a caption this game allows them to do that. It allows them to feel like that. Another one is behind the scenes. So you can take people behind the scenes, show them an aspect of your daily life, show them the reality of what it's like to be doing X, Y, or Z, whatever is relevant to your niche, so they get to see something that they don't really usually get to see. So in some of my YouTube videos on some of my channels, you'll see that I show people behind the scenes of the camera, the lighting, the microphones, that kind of stuff. They see the setup that I use to make videos, and I find people love that because it's not something they usually get to see. So you can show a slice of life as well. So you can maybe run your audience through your morning routine. Actually show pictures of your morning routine. Maybe you start your morning with a coffee. Take a picture of the cup of coffee. It can be as simple as that. Another way to really boost engagement is to ask for advice. People love sharing their advice. They love telling people what to do. So ask them for their thoughts and opinions if you have a problem. And who knows, you might get some really good, helpful advice from that too. And finally, a really good way to build engagement and increase your audience size is to share embarrassing stories. So we're going a little bit more beyond the how I screwed up, but we're actually talking about pure embarrassment. And this has the rubberneck feel to it. So people, what's the rubberneck feel? You know when someone's driving past a car crash and they turn their head to see? That's the rubberneck effect. So people love to see things that we know we shouldn't really be looking at, that we shouldn't really want to see, but we kind of secretly do. So share your embarrassing stories from your past. Let people see the human side, the faults. This will create a deeper bond. So once you've got these formats as part of your social media marketing strategy, what I want you to do next is to create a posting schedule. And I recommend that you choose 2 formats from the list that we've just gone through. Two of those each day. It can be the same format every single day. It doesn't really matter. It is entirely up to you. And then I want you to post one post in the morning, in the AM, and then another post in the evening, in the PM. That's it. That's your posting schedule, 2 a day. Any more than that might be overkill. So I want you to post 2 on Facebook, 2 on Twitter, 2 on Instagram. If you want to use Instagram, you don't have to. Listen, you can choose whatever social media platforms you are comfortable with. The ones that you're comfortable with are the ones that you're going to stick with. So choose whichever platforms you want. Post twice. Mix up the formats a bit as well. So you can stick with 2 of the post formats that we've gone through in this list, or you can mix it up. I do encourage you to mix it up slightly. If you find it really comfortable with just 2 types and you're finding that that's working really well for you, stick with those, but do test out other formats. You never know, ones might perform better for you, and then just do more of what works. Also, be consistent. So if you create the schedule, so post 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, stick to it, be consistent, and you can use 2 tools to help you do this. Choose one of either Buffer or Hootsuite. Both of those are probably the best ones out there. Choose one of those, run with that, stick with it, and Using this strategy, you will be able to grow a social media presence very quickly. You just have to be consistent, stick with it. And before you know it, you will have quite a sizable social media presence. So there you go. That's a social media marketing strategy that you can use to boost your business today. See you in the next vid.